The New York Yankees just got dragged into one of the wildest trade rumors of the 2026 MLB season, and Yankees fans are completely split over it. Because the name coming to New York? Yordan Alvarez. And the player rumored to be going the other way? Anthony Volpe. Yeah, this conversation exploded fast. And now MLB fans everywhere are asking the same question. Would the Yankees actually consider moving Volpe if it meant landing one of the most dangerous hitters in baseball? We're breaking down where this rumor started, why Astros fans are panicking, why Yankees fans are fighting over this idea online, and the one major reason this trade could completely reshape the American League. So, before we dive into all of it, real quick, if you love Yankees news, trade rumors, Aaron Judge updates, breaking MLB drama, and non-stop Bronx baseball conversations every single day, hit that subscribe button and join the channel. We're pushing toward our first 1,000 subscribers here on Yankees News Hub, and trust me, this 2026 season is only getting crazier. Now let's get into this because this rumor is getting loud. So here's where everything started. A viral post from MLB executive Burner on X sparked a massive debate across baseball after suggesting that the Houston Astros may eventually consider trading Yordan Alvarez as part of a reset. The post pointed to several factors. Houston is still dealing with the long-term effects of lost draft picks from the sign-stealing scandal. They've sacrificed more picks after recent signings. Their roster has become expensive, and injuries are already hammering them early in the 2026 season. That's why the idea of moving Alvarez suddenly became a huge talking point online. And once fans started talking about possible landing spots, the Yankees immediately became one of the top teams mentioned. Because let's be honest, if Yordan Alvarez is actually available, there are only a few organizations in baseball with enough talent, money, and urgency to even enter that conversation. And the Yankees check every single box. Now, before people lose their minds, this is not a confirmed trade discussion. There's no report saying the Astros are actively shopping Alvarez. There's no insider saying the Yankees and Astros are negotiating. Right now, this is a massive MLB debate fueled by fan reactions and social media speculation. But the reason this story exploded is because the idea itself feels terrifyingly realistic, especially when you look at the Houston situation. The Astros have been hit hard already this season. Injuries are stacking up, depth is getting tested, and for the first time in years, people around baseball are wondering if Houston's dynasty window may finally be starting to crack. That's why fans started bringing up Alvarez as the ultimate reset trade chip. Because if Houston ever wanted to reload their farm system quickly, Alvarez could bring back an absolutely insane haul. And that's where Anthony Volpe's name entered the conversation. Now, Yankees fans are completely divided over this. Some fans instantly said absolutely not, no chance. Volpe is still viewed by many as one of the core long-term pieces of this franchise. He's young, he's athletic, he plays premium defense, and the Yankees have invested heavily in his development as their future shortstop. A lot of fans believe trading him now would be giving up on a player that still has superstar upside. But then there's the other side of the debate, the side looking at Yordan Alvarez and saying, "Are you seriously telling me you wouldn't consider it?" Because when healthy, Alvarez is one of the most feared hitters in all of baseball. This is a player capable of completely changing a lineup by himself. Pitchers hate facing him, managers hate game planning against him, and if you added that bat into the Yankees lineup, forget scary, that becomes nightmare fuel for the rest of the American League. Imagine this for a second, a postseason lineup featuring elite power throughout the order, and then Yordan Alvarez walks to the plate in a huge October moment at Yankee Stadium. That's exactly why this rumor is gaining traction. Because even though it sounds crazy, the baseball fit is obvious. The Yankees are in win-now mode. Their hot start in 2026 has only increased expectations. Fans believe this team can legitimately compete for a World Series. And when teams smell championship potential, front offices sometimes become willing to make aggressive decisions they normally wouldn't. That's why people keep debating Volpe. Because he's one of the few Yankees assets valuable enough to headline a blockbuster package. And let's be honest, Houston wouldn't even pick up the phone unless elite young talent was involved. That's reality. You do not trade a hitter like Yordan Alvarez for mid-level prospects, especially with multiple years of team control remaining on his contract. The Astros would demand a monster return, probably multiple premium players, probably young MLB-ready talent, and probably more than Yankees fans would even feel comfortable giving up. That's what makes this story so fascinating, because both sides would have massive risk. For Houston, trading Alvarez could signal the end of an era. This is one of the faces of the franchise, one of the best hitters they've developed, and moving him would send shockwaves through their fan base. But if injuries continue piling up, and if the front office starts feeling pressure about the future, people are wondering whether they'd eventually listen. Meanwhile, for the Yankees, trading Anthony Volpe would be incredibly controversial. There's emotional investment there. Fans watched him come through the system, the organization has marketed him as a centerpiece of the future, and if he eventually blossoms into a superstar somewhere else, Yankees fans would never forget it. That's why this rumor is creating such heated reactions online. Some fans are saying you make this trade instantly because championships matter more than potential. Others are saying it would be a massive mistake to sacrifice a long-term cornerstone player for a move that could backfire. And honestly, both sides have valid arguments, because baseball history is full of blockbuster trades that looked genius at first, until years later. Sometimes the proven superstar wins you a title. Sometimes the young player you traded away becomes an MVP somewhere else. That uncertainty is exactly why these rumors become so addictive. But here's where things get even more interesting. A lot of MLB fans don't even believe Houston would trade Alvarez to the Yankees specifically. Why? Because the Astros and Yankees already have a massive history. These teams have battled in huge playoff series for years. There's real tension between these franchises, and many Astros fans would absolutely hate seeing Alvarez become a superstar in pinstripes, especially if he helped eliminate Houston in the postseason later. That emotional side matters more than people think. Teams don't love strengthening direct competitors, especially powerhouse rivals, which means if Alvarez were ever truly available, the Yankees might have to massively outbid everyone else to get Houston's attention, and that could push the asking price even higher. Now, another reason this rumor exploded is because of the contract situation. The viral post mentioned Alvarez making roughly $26.8 million per year through 2028. For a hitter of his caliber, many fans actually view that as reasonable value, especially considering how insane MLB contracts have become lately. That means Alvarez isn't just a short-term rental. He'd be a centerpiece bat for multiple seasons, and that changes the equation entirely, because teams are usually more willing to sacrifice elite prospects if they believe they're getting several years of contention out of the deal. That's why this conversation refuses to die online. Fans aren't viewing Alvarez as a 2-month gamble. They're viewing him as a franchise-changing addition, and the Yankees fan base is already dreaming about what that offense would look like. But hold on, because there's another side to this story nobody can ignore: health. Yordan Alvarez is an incredible hitter. Nobody debates that. But durability concerns have followed him throughout different stretches of his career. And if the Yankees gave up someone like Volpe plus additional assets only for injuries to become a major problem later, the criticism would be brutal, especially in New York. This is not a market that stays patient after massive trades go wrong. Fans would expect immediate results, especially if you're sacrificing one of your young core players to make the deal happen. So even though social media makes these trade ideas sound simple, real front offices have to think about everything: future payroll, injury risk, roster balance, long-term development, clubhouse chemistry, fan reaction. Every single factor matters. And that's why blockbuster trades are so difficult to pull off. But one thing is undeniable: the Yankees are once again at the center of the baseball universe. Their incredible start to 2026 has changed the conversation around this team completely. People now expect aggressive moves. People expect championship ambition, and every major star that becomes available will naturally get connected to New York. That's just how baseball works, especially when the Yankees are winning. And honestly, that pressure may only grow stronger as the trade deadline approaches. Because if the Yankees stay red hot, fans are going to demand big upgrades. They're going to demand all-in moves. and names like Yordan Alvarez will continue surfacing in rumors whether realistic or not. That's what happens when expectations explode. Now, here's the question Yankees fans are fighting over the most. Would you actually trade Anthony Volpe for Yordan Alvarez? That's the debate dividing the fan base right now. Do you protect the future, or do you chase the biggest possible championship window while it's open? Because make no mistake, adding Alvarez would absolutely send a message to the rest of baseball. It would tell the league the Yankees are going all in. It would instantly become one of the biggest trades in years, and it would completely shift the power balance in the American League. But losing Volpe, that would hurt too, especially if he eventually turns into the star many people still believe he can become. That's why this rumor is creating such heated reactions online.
Not because it's officially happening, but because fans can actually picture it. And sometimes those are the rumors that explode the fastest. Now, before we wrap this up, there's one thing Yankees fans should pay attention to moving forward: the Astros season. Because if Houston keeps getting hit with injuries, if the standings start slipping, and if the front office starts feeling pressure about the future, that's when speculation like this could become much louder. Again, there is no confirmed trade discussion right now, but MLB front offices constantly evaluate scenarios behind the scenes, especially when superstar talent is involved. And if the Astros ever decide they need a major reset, the phones around baseball would go absolutely insane, including the Yankees. So now I want to hear from you. If you're the Yankees GM, are you trading Anthony Volpe in a package for Yordan Alvarez, or is Volpe completely untouchable no matter what? Drop your answer in the comments right now, because Yankees fans are seriously divided on this one. And if you enjoyed this kind of real Yankees conversation, hit the like button, subscribe to Yankees News Hub, and turn on notifications, because this Yankee season is heating up fast. The trade rumors are getting louder, the pressure is rising, and trust me, the biggest Bronx stories are still coming.